Hi, dear friends and dear twin flames. I at first thought to speak about the soulmates and the relationships with them and how they reflect and how they transform you and how they affect your journey with your twin flame. But then I decided just to, go with the flow and to talk about the most current thing that is, bothering me today, or think about which I think the most today, and that is the question whether is this the final, pre-reunion phase in my life. And why do I feel that way? You know, there are several reasons actually, because this summer, and when I say summer, I think in general, from the beginning or middle June and July and now August till today, I felt really, mixed up. I don't have a better explanation, because I went through so many different emotions and different states of my mind, that at the end I just had to ask myself uh, if this is the end of the road, because it started this summer, started with that really intensive feeling that I'm supposed to be with him, with my twin flame. I was literally lying during the night, and I could hear some sort of music from somewhere. I didn't imagine that. It's just that it was really loud from my neighbors. And that music kind of evoked those feelings, very deep feelings for him, which I buried a long time ago. And I wasn't even aware of those feelings. I thought they became less intensive, but somehow it seems to me like if that those events with that music happened with reason, to remind me who is the one, because I was literally thinking about how I couldn't feel that way about anyone but my twin flame. No one can make me feel that way. No man. So he cannot be replaced. I just cannot imagine that kind of feelings with anyone else but him. And I've just reminded me of those words which I heard. I think it was that movie. I'm not sure even if I'll translate that properly in English. The bridges of oh, holy Christ! I've just blocked now. A Madison County or something like that. The bridges of Madison County. I'm not sure really about the name, but where the man says to the woman of his life, his twin flame, you can only be this sure once in a lifetime. You can only be this sure once in a lifetime. And that's the exact feeling that I had for my twin flame when we've just met. And that feeling was awoken in me during those nights, and it reminded me just how beautiful it is, how important it is, and how irreplaceable it is. And that was just the beginning. It wasn't the end. It was just the beginning of this confusing summer, because after that some other feelings came to the surface, so I started to feel like, like if he was going through some sort of a change. I realized some things about me and him and our relationship. I mean, our spiritual relationship, because we haven't seen each other for a while. And then I realized simply that I've lost the trust in him, but in a way that I've lost the trust that he can become the man that I saw. When I fall in love with him, I saw the potential. When I saw those eyes, I saw the potential, what he could be, what he actually is, but beneath all of those learned things, all of those wrong things, because there are so many obstacles between the two of us, and I believe that all of the twin flames have to go through a lot of obstacles, and we have different nationalities, different religions, or the lack of religion, and we have different families, different tradition. We lived in different countries and different education, for example. And it all makes things so difficult to work out. And in one long period of my life, I just felt like if he's not able to reach that potential, he's not able to reach that higher self, which I'm sure I saw in his eyes. I've lost the faith in him, and today I was just thinking, oh God, I'm sure he can do it. Today I started to believe in him, because I realized everyone can change if they just want to change. That's not a problem. If you want to change yourself, you will do it. Sometimes people don't change themselves because they want to, but they're forced to change themselves. And I found out some things about him. These are just details, because I'm not close to him or to anyone who is really close to him. But as you all probably know, if you are a twin flame with somebody, then you can feel how he feels, or she. You just know it. You cannot explain it, but you just know it. And I felt that he's not satisfied, that he doesn't have a fulfilled life. I felt like if he's actually lonely, yes, that would probably be the best word. I felt that he's very lonely, and that he feels very alone on his journey, and gradually my way of thinking about the whole that situation was transforming, because I realized I can help him. Well, now it's the question whether is it a good thing for us if I help him or not, and whether he's going to accept my help in the right way. But for the first time during the maybe last couple of weeks, I even embraced the idea of becoming just friends with him, and that was impossible for me. I couldn't just agree to that, because before, of course, because I always thought that at some point of life we have to be together as a couple, as a woman and a man, But then I found one video on YouTube where this lady was saying something about her twin flame, and she mentioned that they are now great friends, really great friends, and I was like, no way, I don't want to be just friends with him. I want to be something more, because he's more to me. And then just, every day a little bit, the things were starting out for me in my mind, in my feelings. And, I was embracing that idea of us becoming friends, and then I realized, okay, I could be his friend, just friend without anything physical. Yes, I could be that, and then when we become friends, we could determine whether we want to make it something more or we don't want to do that, Are we going to just stay on that level, And so I came to that point where I could, just say, okay, I'm fine with that. Even if we stay friends without anything else, that's fine. But after some time, after maybe 1 week or I don't know how much, then I realized, like, maybe even if that doesn't happen, even that is okay. Maybe I'm wrong about the way I feel right now, because right now I feel like if I've done what I had to do, I've done it. My work regarding the relationship with him is over. When I say that, I mean transforming myself, because I went through a relationship with my soulmate, and some other really short relationships, I would better say, meetings, where I had a chance to learn something about relationships between men and women. And I think I'm done with that. I don't think there is much more for me to learn, but just to go through that with my twin flame and to confirm my experience, because I came out of my last relationship with my soulmate with a feeling that I can deal with anything, no matter what the other side does to me. I can learn something out of it, and I can become more powerful, and I can become more divine feminine, and that's the point of the twin flames and their relationships, and so somehow I came to the point where I can say that to myself without suffering, okay, the point of this journey was for me to become the divine feminine. That's the most important thing. And also he should become the divine masculine, because if he is less than the divine masculine, then I'm not interested in him. I'm letting him go, and I'm letting him go and learn everything that he needs to with some other people. That's fine also, and now I'm just a little bit confused about some other things, and that are those signs that I see all around of myself, because wherever I go out, for example, whenever I turn around, I see those numbers and the letters which remind me of him, and it's not like I'm trying to do that. It just happens spontaneously, like the more I become detached from him, the universe is telling me, remember, remember. The universe is pushing me to remember what happened in the past, remember those feelings, and right now I'm trying to balance that feeling of being detached from him, the most detached that I can be. I will never forget about what happened with him. He will always be the part of my life, but on the other hand, like, everything is pushing me to keep thinking about him. That is the part that is a little bit confusing. So I'm not really sure whether this is the pre-reunion phase of our lives. And I hope I'm gonna find out soon, because yesterday, for example, I was watching the video that was led by one of my favorite YouTubers, and we had a meditation where we were supposed to access our Akashic records. I'm not really familiar with Akashic records. I just know the basic things about them, and so when we came to that point where we were supposed to read from those records, the only things I could see is, I don't know how to explain it, some bushes, something like, those illustrations and pictures from the fairy tales, and the word came to my mind, fairy tale. I was supposed to read about my twin flame, and it says fairy tale. Oh, holy shit, it was everything but not a fairy tale. It was just like a lot of work, a lot of troubles, a lot of pain. So, when I hear people say that they want to meet their twin flame, I'm just like, no, you don't want to. If you are meant to meet him, then you're going to meet him, and you will know the exact moment. That's it. Maybe you won't know the term twin flame, but that feeling is one and only in your life. So when I saw those words, fairy tale, and on the other page I could see the woman in a white dress that was supposed to be me, I guess, and pregnant. That was something, to think about, because he's the only man that I've ever met in my life, and that I was able to imagine having a child with him, and I could literally see our child. And I could literally see our child. I could imagine how the child would look like, and I know it would be a male. It would be a boy. And I'm 100% sure of that, And now when I'm in the phase that I say I'm never gonna have children, because, I'm 38. I'm a little bit too old. I don't feel like if I have enough strength or patience for children anymore, because I worked a lot with children. And, all of a sudden, what? Pregnancy? Child? Oh no, it's not possible. I'm imagining that, I'm maybe seeing what I want to see. But on the other hand, it's not what I want to see, but at least on that conscious level, because, for me, for the last several years, the only thing that was exceptional for me was to have a relationship with him, but not a marriage, not children, because, as I said, I felt like I'm a little bit too old, too exhausted by all the things. Like, if it's not the right time, we missed the right time. And then I see that, so I'm questioning myself now where did that came from? Should I follow those pictures? Should I really believe that they reflect the real plan, or whether I just imagined that? I don't know, really, honestly. I'm really trying to be very, very open and honest about my feelings for my twin flame, because that's the point of this channel, for us to say what we really think, at least me, as long as you don't decide to share your thoughts, your comments. But this was like a really difficult summer for the most of us. So whenever I speak to other people, I hear how tired they felt. They didn't feel relaxed. They had a vacation, but they're more tired than they used to be before. They had problems with the headaches, some other troubles like feeling nausea, like anxiety. They couldn't sleep, and some other symptoms. And I really believe this was a difficult summer for all of us, but it was difficult with a reason. We just have to find out what the reason is. I really strongly believe that we went through some sort of a shift. Something is changed, and we are about to start the new period. And I'm just wondering, because I really feel like if there is nothing for me to work on, considering the relationships, that maybe we really are in a pre-reunion stage of our journey. So I hope, really honestly, that you will share your comments, that you will share your experiences, and that we can all learn something new and something really useful from each other. Thank you very much for your attention, and all the best on your journey with your twin flame. Bye.